podcasts around the world. Thanks everyone for joining us on the Solar Objections live action role play. I have the pleasure to introduce a big UFC fan, fellow poker player, Solar Pro, and my friend, Solar Joe.
Thank you so much, Bruce. And I have the pleasure to have Cheyne Colwell on the show. And I just came back from the Las Vegas retreat with the Solar Academy, and everybody there had such high praises for Cheyne Colwell, and so do I. This guy is a solar sales beast. Only been in solar for 2 years, but he's already a monster, and he's great at solar sales training. I see it on Clubhouse, and the way he teaches, the way he has his lines, the way he really helps solar pros have a different sales technique, and he's super busy. I mean, I'm talking about he closed 3 deals on Saturday. He closed 3 deals on Monday. He closed 2 on Tuesday, and he closed 2 more today. I mean, let's go. That's Cheyne Colwell for Cheyne. Thanks so much for making some time for us today, man.
Yeah, I want to first thank you for having me here. And yeah, man, it's just I would say all praise and glory to God. That's simple as that. A little bit about myself is I'm in recovery from drugs and alcohol, substance abuse. I used to be addicted to heroin, believe it or not. That was my drug of choice. And through the trials and tribulations that I went through I was actually able to find God and discover the light, because I walked through a lot of darkness. So super grateful for it. And now I just let that light shine the best I can, by all means. The only place that I've gotten to and where I'm at today is because the power of him and the strength that he gives me, because there's no way that I could continue to persevere through and keep overcoming all those hiccups that I've been through. So again, thank you for having me. Solar Joe, you're the man. You're always trying to show and others how to do it. And you're trying to lead by example and lead from the front. And that's what we need. We need people to exhort, lift other people up, and you're doing it. And you're having me on this, presentation so I can try to help other people out as well. And I thank you for that.
Man, and I love your name of your solar company, Higher Power. It just tells you all about, you need to know about Cheyne Colwell, man. And his name is not Cheney, his name is not Cheyenne, it's Cheyne Colwell. And if you don't know him, you're about to know. So is it cool, you do a little solar sales training today?
Absolutely.
All right, everybody watching right now, if you're excited that Cheyne's about to do a solar sales training, go put it in the comments. Let's go. If you're thankful he's here, go ahead and put thank you. If you want any comments for him, go ahead and put it in the comment section. If you have any objections you want to handle, maybe he'll get it done for you. But if you want your name shown, go to the bottom of the StreamYard's post and click on the link, and it's going to let us see your name. If not, it'll just say Facebook user. But let's get this thing started.
All right. So everybody ready? Let's go. Okay.
Let's go.
No matter what you do in life, there's systematic steps that are put into place so we can all achieve what we're trying to look for in the ultimate outcome and what the goal is, right? So, for example, in recovery, there's 12 steps to recovery, right? In order for you to the top of any building, you got to take step number 1 and then continue to go up, and you'll eventually make it to the top. So the same thing goes with sales too as well. It's not that anybody's been doing wrong by any means. It's just they didn't know how to do that much more right, or how they could do right. So whenever I say this is with as much humility as I can possibly have for everybody. I'm just going to show you what's worked for me, what can be successful, and how I transition into a travel membership sales timeshare career and got into solar, where I 100% believe it with transparency, honesty, and I operate out of that integrity in that space. If you also are in sales and you're doing solar, whatever you're watching this regarding, always be yourself. I always tell everybody this: if you want to be a people person, be a person. Everybody has a problem. They're trying to be somebody they're not, and all that person in front of you just wants to do is talk to you. They don't want to talk to your Cheyne and how you might perceive me and use it through your lens, or how Joe is, or any other person you look up to. You got to be you, and that's rule number 1. So in order to be a people person, be a person, and just being yourself. So with that being said, I'm going to roll right into some steps. Now the steps is going to be on closing training.
Get your pens and pads ready, guys. He's going to drop some nuggets here, so get it ready.
All right. Now, when I go over these steps have been designed and put into place, and it's systematically effective. Systematically effective. I do the same thing in every house, every place that I'm in. I don't change my script or anything, right? I change it for the most part. It's going to be different questions are going to come up, and I'm going to bob and weave and pivot and adapt, right? But at the end of the day, I'm still going to the 9 steps that I presented. So this is 9 steps to the close, okay? This is for closers. Now, if you're not a closer yet, that's okay. Continue knocking. You'll eventually get there, and you'll be given the reins where you can actually go and start closing your own deals. There's also steps to that. In order to be able to go into an appointment, you need to be able to set one. You can't go into a close. You can be the best closer if you don't know how to set an appointment to begin with. So we can do that another time. But first, I'm going to get into the closing, because I know there's a lot of people out there that go to X amount of closes and they only get a little amount of deals, and that numbers just don't add up. And the numbers don't lie. People do, right? So if you're in X amount of closes, we're selling solar. It's not really selling anything. You're redirecting what somebody else is already paying at a flat fixed rate. If I'm over there and I'm selling you a jacuzzi's door to door, that's something that you don't need, and it's something that's for your body, or it's not a necessity, is what I'm saying. So what we do is it's not an addition, right? So solar is very simple. Just keep it simple, stupid. So be yourself, be a person, and also keep it simple, stupid. Everybody write this down. KISS, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Remember the first time you got into solar, and those of you that might be new in solar, geez, man, I get overwhelmed just thinking about it. How much stuff you're talking about, EPCs and price per watts and kilowatts and cents and dollars per kilowatt. And it's just all this crazy rambunctiousness of a bunch of drama, in my opinion. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. So imagine yourself as the homeowner in their shoes, and they're learning about solar for the first time. They're learning about kilowatt hours for the first time. They're learning about measurements of power for the first time. So as I go in and I explain this to you, this will be the steps that have been put into place, so therefore you can be most effective. All right. Step number 1 is confirmation. Now, confirmation begins the day before the appointment. Some people are going to disagree with this. That's okay. I'm just going to tell you what's effective. Confirmation. Confirmation is you call to confirm an address. You do not call to confirm the appointment, because if you call to confirm the appointment, you're giving them who? You're giving them what, Joe?
An out.
Oh, and then you're losing control.
Yep.
If you're calling to confirm an appointment, oh yeah, you know what? We're actually going to be going to my daughter's soccer practice. We're going to have to cancel that. So when you call, you automatically take control of it. Now, I only call, listen very carefully, I only call to confirm addresses whenever I have somebody else setting appointments for me, whether that's a call center, whether that's somebody knocking, or however, if I'm not the one that set the appointment, right? So I'm the only time I'm calling to confirm an address. And it's very simple. Let's start this off with a role play, okay?
Let's go.
Hey, is this Joe?
This is Joe.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? This is Cheyne Colwell with Higher Power Solar. I have an appointment with you tomorrow. They put you down for 1 p.m. regarding your power and electricity. I was just calling to confirm this address, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. It looks like you're at 1234 Sesame Place. Is that correct?
That's it.
Awesome. And Joe, you are on the title of the house?
Of course.
Are you the only one on the title of the house, spouse?
Me and my wife.
Okay, awesome. She's going to be present for the appointment as well?
No, she's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah. So actually, we needed both of you guys to actually be present for this appointment, because you might have questions she doesn't have. She might have questions that you don't have. So it's better off both of you are there, so you can be, so I can address them from the professional on my standpoint, right? Is it okay if you can go ahead and get her there, though?
No, she won't be back until like 3 o'clock.
Okay. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'm going to reschedule you for a 3:30.
Yeah, sure. That's
awesome. Okay. So both of you guys are on the title of the house?
Yeah. Yes.
Great. And then you guys have fair credit at the moment, at least 650 or higher?
Oh, yeah. We're above 800.
Awesome. Good for you guys. All right. You're responsible human beings. Good job. All right. So, and then also, do you handle the bill paper or paperless? I know when they came by, they took a look at it. They probably took a picture of it. And we have that, but I'm just curious. Was that through paper or paperless?
No, I log into the utility and get all my information to them.
Okay, awesome. Have that available when I get there at 3:30, and I'll go over if we potentially can help you out. All right, I'll see you then.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right, so that's step number 1, guys. What I did is I did confirmation. How many times what? First of all, the first question I asked you is, hey, Joe, this is Cheyne Colwell with Higher Power Solar. I'm calling to confirm an address. I'm not calling to confirm a time.
I love it, man.
Calling to confirm an appointment. I'm calling to confirm an address. Okay. So, I didn't even get to that part because you threw me off because normally I wouldn't have anybody setting an appointment with one-legger, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to throw a little curveball.
Okay, you're good. You're good. But I would have been calling to, you're at 1234 Sesame Place, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's in San Diego, 91977. Yes?
Yep.
Perfect. So you normally would have transitioned into that, right? Work our way into the objection parts because I need to get people through the baby steps first, okay? Before we start throwing in that part for them. But I'm with you. I'm on the same page. So if you call and then both of you guys are present, okay, perfect. So Joe, you're at 1234 Sesame Place. Yes, you're on the title of the house.
Yep.
You have fair credit, at least 650 or higher.
800.
Okay, perfect. I just got you to say the word what? How many times?
Yes.
How many times?
4 times at least.
Okay, so I'm already programming your brain and wiring your brain to tell me the word what?
Yes.
Because at the end of the the end of the presentation that I give you when I show up to your house, my intended outcome that I'm looking for, right, is what? A what?
A yes.
Right? So if I can continue to get you to say yes, and I'm already programming your brain, and how could you ever tell me no? Because I'm going to do everything correctly, right? We don't practice and do this, guys, to get it right. We do it so we're effective and we never get it wrong.
I love it.
We don't do this to get it right. You're doing this so you can be effective. So therefore you never get it wrong moving forward, guys. That's the whole point of this. So I did confirmation. Now I don't do confirmation if I'm setting the appointment because it sounds kind of weird if I'm calling to confirm an address I just knocked on, right?
Yeah.
They'll be like, Shane, you back on drugs? I'm kidding. All right. Second step is arrival. Arrival is very important as well. Every one of these steps is important. And why arrival is important is because you need to be punctual. It's very important that you guys are running from appointments to appointments. So if I'm running to an appointment at 5 o'clock and then I get out of that one, say 6:45, I got an appointment at 7. Just say those in times for sake. I'm going to call the person and say, hey, I'm coming from the other side of town. I'm going to be about 15 minutes late. I'm just calling to let you know. They will appreciate that. They will respect that. But most importantly, you will be punctual and being a man of your what?
Man, your word.
Or a woman of your word. All right.
Yeah.
Shout out Solar Lily. What up?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So being a man of your word, right? Or a woman of your word. So why you need to go ahead and make sure that you set the stage up correctly. Now, it's also important that you do not run late without calling them and letting them know. And the reason why is you're setting the stage by the time you show up. So if you're telling them, oh, yeah, the installation is going to go like this. We have no problems. There's warranties on the panels. Everything's covered, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And all of a sudden you start showing up late to an appointment. Do you think they're going to believe everything you just told them in front of them?
Nope.
You guys with me? So arrival is very important. Now, once you arrive there, you only get one chance for a what, Joe?
To make a first impression.
That's what step number 3 is, first impression. All right. First impression. All right. Now, everybody write this down. This is very, very, very important. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, it pays good. Let me say that again. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. And when it plays good, when you play good, it pays good, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that Tom Brady doesn't play bad, right?
No, he practices and plays good.
He practices, right? And he shows up with his best self on that game day. Would you guys agree with that?
100%.
Okay. So every time that he suits up, he's his best self, not to mention he's playing good. And at the end, what's his outcome?
Winner pays good.
Pays good, right? All right. So you want to look good, feel good, play good, it pays good, right? So that doesn't mean that means if you smoke cigarettes, don't go in there smelling like cigarette smoke. Okay. If you are looking a little crummy, make sure you look a little slicky.
Clean your shoes.
Yeah. Whatever you need to do, whatever that means to you, make sure you look good. And I can get into detail with I can do another approach too as well, just on a self-development presentation, because when you look good, you take care of yourself, you feel good, right? That's a perfect domino effect of how you're going to have your days going, right? Looking good, feeling good. So make sure you look good is what I'm saying, because you only get one chance for that first impression. Now, when you walk up to the homeowner, first impression, it's important to say, hello, your first and last name. When I say, hey, Joe, excuse me. When I say, hey, Joe, my name is Cheyne Colwell. Nice to meet you. What does that sound like?
Like a friend, like somebody meeting a friend or something like that.
And I didn't just say, hey, this is Shane. Nice to meet you. I said, hey, my name is Cheyne Colwell. Nice to meet you. What does that also sound like?
Professional. You're a professional, and seem like you're a genuine person.
That's right. So it's confidence as well. I'm 100% there. I'm saying my first and last name. I don't got nothing to hide, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying first and last, getting it out of the way. Now, when I go to shake their hands, it's going to be kind of hard to do this over this call, and I'll try the best way I can to explain to you how I do this, okay?
Right.
So when I go to shake their hand, hey, Joe, this is Shane. Okay, I'm going to twist my hand when your hand's on my hand, right? And I'm going to twist it to where their hand's on top.
Got it.
My hand's on the bottom. You with me? I'm going to go like this. Twist it slightly, not a lot, slightly. The reason why is nobody, what position is this? The top is considered the what position?
Dominant.
Dominating position. Nobody wants to feel like some guy's coming over and in a dominating position in their household, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm going to show you guys how to do it incognito-ly wise, right? Okay. So, because the whole ultimate goal is you got to be in control from beginning to the end. From beginning to the end, you've got to be in control. So, the handshake, go in slowly, handshake their hand like you would normally, but allow them to be on top. Now, Joe, if I'm allowing you to be on top, slightly letting that happen, who's actually in control?
I'm control, or whoever's the bottom one, because they put them back in that position.
Right. So as the representative, as the closer, or whatever you want to label yourself, right? That's how you do it. Okay. That's the first impression shake. It's important that you shake their hands. Hey, Joe, my name is Cheyne Colwell. Okay. That's step number 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's step number 3. Okay. First impression. Now we're going to go to step number 4. Giddy up. This one's called take the reins.
Take the reins. All right.
Now, take the reins is designed exactly like it sounds. What does take the reins mean to you, Joe?
Take control. You're in charge. That's what it sounds to me.
So, if you're taking the reins on a horse, that means you're what?
You're in control of it. You're telling what to do.
So when you walk in that house, it's immediate control, right? You don't want to lose control, because when you lose control, you lose the what?
The presentation, the sale, the path.
You lose the sale. That's right. You lose the sale. You lose the close, right? So immediately when I walk in their house, I notice he has his shoes on. I notice there's not a bunch of shoes by the door. The first thing I'm going to do is start taking the reins, right? Because that's actually my office. Their house is my office, right?
Yeah.
So I am in their house, but I'm respectfully allowing myself to be in control, but knowing I'm in their house. So I see their shoes on. There's no shoes by the door. First thing I'm going to say, hey, Joe, is it okay if I keep my shoes on?
Sure, no problem. I should keep them on. We don't care about that in this house.
Now, the reason why I know that is because I'm what?
You're observant. You're looking around.
I'm looking, you have your shoes on in your own house, right? And I got a bunch of shoes by the door. Yeah. Now, if I went ahead and saw a bunch of shoes by the door and I said, hey, Joe, is it okay if I keep my shoes on? What would your response be?
Nah, man, I appreciate you just, take them off. We have our carpets, really clean here.
And then I just lost what?
You got to know. You don't want any no's.
That's not that no's are such a bad thing, but I just don't personally set myself up for them. Simple as that. I don't set myself up for them. But most importantly, if I'm saying, hey, is it okay if I get my shoes off or keep my shoes on, and you have your shoes all by the door and everybody else's shoes are by the door, right? You would clearly have respect for your own home. Are you going to let somebody else come in your house and walk over it?
Heck no.
Okay, so the same thing with the homeowners, guys. Simple as that. All right. So simple things, the little yeses. Try to get little yeses. Okay, and when you go to sit down, is it okay if I keep my shoes on?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, and then you start working your way towards the table or wherever you guys are going to sit. Now, when you go sit, you are not 10 feet away from them. You are going to be in arm's reach where you can touch them, because a sale is a transfer of what?
Of knowledge.
Emotion, right?
Emotion, yeah.
Sale is a transfer of emotion, right?
Yeah.
Knowledge is here. Sale is energy here, right?
Yeah. Okay.
It makes sense up here for the homeowners. It's always going to make sense because it's solar, own versus rent. Come on. Clean versus dirty.
Always love the sell, right?
Versus more. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be easy for them because you're not selling something that's going to be, you don't get analytical with it. So when you sit down with them, you need to be at like a corner spot at the table where they're both there. You're right here. And I can be like, hey, Joe, I can touch you. I say, does this make sense? You ask me a question. Oh, absolutely. I completely understand where you might be coming from by that, where I can touch you. Magic happens when it touches, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever had a female kiss on your ear?
Once or twice.
Does it feel a little good?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, everybody is answering yes to that. It's we're human. Okay,
Not that they're doing that. That's just an analogy, right?
Of course, yes. So what I'm saying is magic happens with touch, right? Without the touch, that wouldn't happen. The same thing goes. It's a transfer of energy, right? You're getting down with them. You're understanding what their concerns might be. So you want to be sitting yourself up. Then as you're starting to talk to them and open up, also another thing that I add in later on in my pitch when I take the reins is, hey, can I get a glass of water, Joe?
Of course, man. I know it's hot out there.
Then I got to go to the hey, is it okay if I use your restroom?
Yeah, of course. You're welcome.
What are you telling me?
I'm like saying yes, letting you into my environment, making it like friends.
Because my ultimate goal is to get you to say what?
Say yes.
Does this make sense?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You see how owning your power is a lot smarter than renting your power?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Perfect. Do you see how paying lower rates, if you're doing PPAs, whatever you're doing, guys, you can use the same thing. Do you see how paying lower rates is better than paying higher rates? You guys see that?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. The next step is responsibility check. Pause for that. I'll come back to that spot. But I'm just saying how you're rolling everything in, right?
Like it.
Okay, so that's the fourth step is take the reins. The fifth step is called warm up. So once I've taken the reins from the beginning, I say where we're going to sit, right? Also, it's important to know, you ain't going to close anybody on their front door. I mean, I have actually closed people on their trash can before, right? But I'm just going to speak to people that it takes a lot of art to be able to do certain things at certain spots, right? Nobody's, for the most part, going to ever sign up. I'm not kidding you. I've done it on trash cans, the dumpsters, you know,
it works anywhere.
I've also done it outside in their backyards before where we were using like it was weird. COVID was going on. So I understood that part, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. But for the most part, you need to be in a sitting situation because nobody's going to make an educated choice on the information you're giving them sitting in an unprofessional manner. Okay? Think about that. So you want to make professional money, take your job professional and take your job serious. You want to make serious money, take your job serious. Take control from the very beginning, from the get-go, the first impression, and then on taking the reins. Now that we're in taking the reins, you're going to go to warm up. That's step 5. Everybody write down warm up for step 5, yeah?
You wrote it down.
Cool. All right, warm up. Before you drive your car, you need to do what to it?
Got to start the engine.
Okay, and when you start the engine, before you take off and reverse or drive, you need to allow it to a little bit time. Well, if you're going to take care of your car, you need to allow it a little time to what?
Warm up.
Okay. What that means is everything's pumping and going, right? Everybody's getting the oils and gasolines or however that stuff works, right? Is all getting pumping and going. The same thing. Before you ever get into your pitch, you've got to build rapport and you've got to warm up. You can't allow them to go down this trail that you're going to take them, just like you can't drive a brand new Ferrari without warming up the engine. You guys with me? You want to take care of it, right? Yep. So how you warm up is warming up to the clients in front of you, the homeowners, okay? Now, how you do so is talk about simple, stupid stuff through casual conversation. Simple, stupid stuff through casual conversation. How you talk about casual conversation? Well, because you're a people person. How are you a people person? Because you're a person. So it's important whenever we're talking to them, we're being a person, and I talk about real stuff. Hey, how many kids you got, Joe?
Got 3.
Are you being real?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I don't know this, right? I'm understanding this from you, and I'm getting real on an intimate level with you right now. I'm serious. Sure. So you got 3 kids? Awesome. What are their ages?
They're 15, 14, and 7.
15, 14, and 7. 15, 14. Okay, so 2 right there and then 1 down there. Okay, awesome. And is your first marriage? I mean, the only reason why I'm asking is because I'm actually getting married December 9th, and I always take feedback from everybody on any place, any situation I have. Is it your first marriage?
So me and my wife from a previous relationship have 1 kid each, and we have 1 son together that's 7 years old.
Awesome. Good for you. So you're like one happy household now.
Mixed family.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be getting married December 9th for the first time, and I'm trying to do whatever I can possibly do to make it the only time.
Congratulations, man. I'm super excited for you, man.
Glory to God, though, because you already know my story. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. So like that's just solid. That's all I can do. Just try to put him first. As many opportunities I can in a day, and I hope that it will lead to what I'm trying to intend for. Right? A happy, beautiful, joyous marriage with my fiance now, soon to be wife.
Love it.
You got that's real, Joe. I tell people that I'm not role playing with you right now. I'm being real.
Yep. Genuine. Be genuine is so key.
I'm just being myself because I mean that, man. Like you have 3 kids, cool. You had something happen in the first relationship. Now you're in a good relationship. You had stuff both happen, and now you guys are joint now as one big household, right?
Exactly.
So when I talk to these human beings, right? Because we're all human beings here, and these homeowners, right? I'm going to be a human being and just like them. That's all we are. We're all a bunch of creatures just trying to figure it out here, right? I'm just putting steps so you can be a little bit more effective with solar closing, right? All right. So we are at the warm up. So if you don't know what to talk to, if you don't know what to talk about, always fall back on this. It's easy. I learned this from the Travel Club timeshare days. It's called FORM. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation.
FORM.
FORM. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. So what do you guys do around here for fun?
Oh, yeah. We like to go to the beach and the lakes.
The lakes, or you're a water person?
I love the water.
You're a water individual. Okay. And 3 kids. And are you from here in California or?
Originally, I'm from New York, but I've been in California the last 20 years almost.
Okay. So you don't have like a New York accent though.
I lost it, bro. I can't believe it.
That makes no sense.
You listen to Ruth Gazone and then you hear my old accent used to sound like. Yes.
That's strong.
Yeah. You lose it after a while, though.
I thought Ruth was from Jersey. I'm kidding.
Long Island in the house.
Oh, hey, shout out to Ruth. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I'm asking you just simple questions to get to know you, right?
That felt so real. That I forgot you were even talking about solar. So you do it so
you. These are questions I don't know about you, Joe.
Yeah.
We know each other from Clubhouse and Solar Pros and Objections and Solar Objections and just from the solar environment, right? haven't even got to shake your hand yet in person.
I hear you.
But what I'm doing right now is I'm doing no different between me than I would be to another homeowner because I'm meeting them for the what?
First time.
I'm meeting you, Joe, right now for the
first time.
On about intimate level, right? On an intimate, we've known each other on a professional, right? But
yes,
that I'm glad you were from New York. Now you're living in freaking California, dude. You don't have to shovel snow.
Yeah, exactly. The number one reason why I'm in California.
You know what I mean? I'm on your team, brother. All right. So cool. Good for you.
Boom.
All right. Now, so we got warm up. So all that is casual conversation, being a people.
I feel good now. I feel good. I feel excited. Working with
you warmed up a little bit?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. Next thing I'm going to do is, and by the way, I do consulting for companies, and I could always come in and explain this one-on-one with the company and show them it's a solar crash course, and I can break this down and go over details. So it's going to be hard for me to go into the presentation part, but I'm going to explain these next few steps the best way I can. But you're doing this without paper and going over it as a presentation, right?
This is the tip of the iceberg. If you guys want detailed, more information, definitely contact Cheyne. But go ahead.
Right. So the next step is going to roll into, once I've warmed up with them, I'm going to roll into, okay, let's get back to the money, meaning let's get back to business, right? Let's get back to business. And that's going to be number 6. And number 6 is going to be intent statement.
Oh, okay. Intent statement, number 6. Got it.
So intent statement, right? What does intent statement sound like to you?
It sounds like like a pitch or something, I guess. I don't know. It just sounds like you want to let them know who you are and what you're doing, why you're there.
That's exactly right. That's what your intent statement is. You're about to show them, right, about what's going on. So your intent statement is going to roll into the next step. But first, I'll explain simple, stupid, how I can explain it to the homeowner. Remember I told you the first thing, and be a people person, be a person, keep it simple, stupid. Okay, keeping it simple, stupid is simply like this. Hey, Joe. So right now, you're SD. Are you SD Genie?
I'm PG&E mostly, but yeah, I know SDG too.
Okay. You're PG&E, right? So right now, this project's called net metering, right? And how it works, if you are a potential candidate, right now your meter, before you're a candidate, right? Right now your meter is going forward, right, Joe?
Yeah, a lot.
It's going forward. It's costing you money. That's how they calculate how much money you owe them with PG.
Yep.
They bill you, and it's right here on. Can you pull up that the bill for me?
Yeah.
Oh, you have it on the phone. You said on the phone call, it's actually paperless.
Yeah.
So pull it up on your phone or however you have it, right? Because I confirm that because I pay attention. Okay.
Yep.
So therefore, pull it up on your phone. Okay, perfect. So as you see right there, that's how they charge you. It's called net metering, how this works. And if you're a potential candidate, say your meter going forward like this, what we can do is we can install panels at zero out-of-pocket cost to you, no installation fee, no deposit, and it won't cost you anything out of pocket, right? Those the homeowners that qualify for this can get solar installed on the roof at zero cost. Those panels will produce the power by the God-given sun that doesn't cost anything to rise each and every day. And that will then end up going to the meter to give you the credit that you need. So instead of your meter going forward like this, right, it's actually going to go backwards. And our goal is to level it out. So therefore, you're not pulling from PG&E anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Keep it simple, stupid, guys. Do it just like I showed you, right? So right now, Joe, I'll do it again for you guys. Right now, Joe, your meter's going forward, right? Costing you money. You see the lights on right now in the house? Yep. Costing you money, right? How this is going to work, if you're a potential candidate, we can install renewable energy, solar energy on your roof at zero out-of-pocket cost to you. Those panels will produce the power by the God-given sun. How much does the sun cost to rise each day, Joe?
$0.
So it's simply going to power the house. That will go into the grid, and your meter is actually essentially going to be going backwards, giving you the credit. So therefore, whenever you use your power, you level out. Our job's to make it where you're not pulling from them anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, first, we don't know if you're a candidate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain everything to you today. You're going to see it all in writing. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a site technician after you explain it all, and I'm going to have you go over some things. We're going to have to sign an initial in order to continue to proceed, to get a site technician out here to make sure the home's compatible, right? Now, be mindful. I'm not a roofer, nor am I an electrician, nor do you want me on your roof, nor do you want me messing with your electricity, okay? So I'll go over in best case scenario what we can do if we potentially can. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Once they come out, take pictures, look at everything, make sure you might be a qualifying candidate, then hopefully you are, we can go ahead and qualify you and be able to get you installed. Now be mindful, not everybody does. There's like 3 out of 5 homes that do. With me so far, Joe?
I'm with you.
Okay, cool. So the intent statement, right? There's obviously a little bit more that goes into that, and it's hard for me to do it as I'm explaining this on this video call, right? And I normally have a notepad, and I do a T, and I show them renting versus owning, or if it's a lease or PPA, then I'll show them what you are paying right here with dirty power versus clean power.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll show them what you have been paying here versus what you can be there. Now, the intent statement is really this part. I'm going to explain it to you right now. So as you guys, before you pull up your slide, right, your presentation. And what do I mean by presentation? Your slideshow, okay? Before you pull up your slideshow, this is what you guys are going to say. You listening?
Yep.
You're not going to be able to write all this down. You're going to have to go back and do it word for word, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
Just going to go out, all right? So this is how I do it, everybody. So Joe, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain some information to you right now that you probably have never heard before. You may have heard before since you talked to other solar people. Pause. I only say that if I know that they have what?
They have other quotes.
Or talk to other solar people, right? So let's just act like this is a brand new person, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain some information to you that you probably never heard before. If I lose you, ask me anything on your mind. Don't hesitate, okay?
Got it.
As you can tell, I'm very transparent and upfront what goes on in my mind. I'm going to ask you to do the same, all right? And if you have any questions, like I said, ask me. I always tell everybody this. Don't hesitate to ask me because the only stupid question is the one that you what?
Don't ask.
You don't ask. So don't hesitate to ask me anything in your mind, like I said. But I am going to ask you to do a simple kindness for me as I explain everything. And I ask this from everybody. Can you do me a simple favor, Joe?
Yeah, what is it?
Simple. All I ask you to do is just simply keep an open mind. Simple as that. Sound like a deal?
Yeah, I got that. No problem.
Boom. It's very important that you get that commitment to keep an open mind.
Do you shake their hand right there? Do you like
100% every time, systematically, never changes.
I like it.
100% every time, systematically, never changes. And you will kidding me. I'm not kidding you whenever I'm saying this, right? You will be getting You will take your closing ratio if you continue to stick to these scripts. You're obviously going to have to master them, right? But when I say you can be an 80% closer in this, I'm not kidding when I say that. You guys think I'm playing, I'm not.
Oh, definitely, he's 100% telling the truth. I can tell you that.
Like, there's no reason why you're not closing an 80, and even the top is 90. Now, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's 100% closer. Absolutely not. If anybody ever told you they were 100% closer,
they're a liar.
Lying to you, right? You have to go in order to, and everybody knows sales is in order to get a no, you have to get more no's in order to get more what?
Yeses.
I'm showing you guys how you're not going to get a no because you're training and you're practicing not to get it right. It's that you don't get it wrong.
Your actually, the numbers are exactly on the dot. I think you have 8 out of like 10 closes in the last 4 days, or more than that. 10 out of 12 in the last 5 days.
It's I've in the last, so Saturday was 3. I went to 3. Okay, this is appointment sit, by the way, guys. Be mindful. These are appointments that I sit in. When I go to an appointment, my job is to get them to say what?
Yes.
And continue the next intended step.
Yep.
Get an assigned documentation, do the next intended step, move the deal forward. I'm a segue. I'm a conduit. My job is to move that forward. So they need assigned documents, need a schedule site survey, do welcome calls, etc. Boom, move them on to the next the next step. Now, Saturday, I went in 3 appointments. 3 of them were closed. Monday, I went in 3 appointments. 3 of them were closed. It's been a blur too. What's today? Wednesday? Okay, so yesterday, wait, hold on. Monday was 3. Tuesday was 2 appointments I went in. 2 of them closed. So that's 8 appointments. I was 8 for 8, right? And
then today you closed 2 more today.
Rent was due, homie. You know what I'm saying? Rent was due. It was
you should have paid that rent, bro.
Not happening. I'm persevering through this, right?
Let's go. This guy's not motivating you right now. Then you don't have any blood in your body, man.
I went to an appointment this morning. I was in there by 9 a.m. Oh man, dude. I actually have it recorded.
What? Oh man, you got one of the full objections.
Hold on. I didn't close it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't close at 9 a.m. I didn't close it. I could not get, dude. They were in a cohabitating relationship. They had their own, like she paid the power bill, but yet he supported her choices, but didn't support her choices. And he wouldn't allow her to do solar. Anyways, there's no excuses, right? I didn't get the deal.
You say you don't have 100% closing ratio.
Right. So I didn't end up getting it. Make a long story longer, right? I got out of that one, went to 2 more closes and closed those 2. So you're gonna have no's is what I'm saying.
What you're doing. You believe in yourself. So you get one no. It's like Kobe Bryant missing a jump shot. Do you think he's not gonna shoot any more jump shots? He's gonna go right up there and shoot another one because he knows he can get the next one in.
That's exactly right. So I want everybody to understand this as well. It's just perseverance, and don't take anything personally. Now be also mindful. The more deals you're gonna have, the more volume you're gonna have, right? But you want less problems? You want less cancels? Write less deals. You guys with me?
Makes sense.
You want less problems? You want less cancels? Write less deals. Now, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, right? Out of these, what is that? That's 8, 9, 10. That's 10 deals, right? That's 10. Okay. That's
10 out of 12.
Out of 10. Let's just say, because I sat in 11 appointments.
Okay, so 11 out of 12.
It was 11 appointments.
11, I'm sorry.
But there was only 10 that signed. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so out of the 11 that I just sat,
only 10 that signed, guys. You hear that? I heard that.
I'm saying it in a way of like they're not all signed, right? So I'm not saying it like that, but you know what I mean. Okay, so out of the 10, out of the 10 out of the 11, right? Let's just say that 10 out of those 11, let's just say 3 of them canceled. That still gives me how many?
7 deals.
Which then 7 out of 11, what's the percentage on that?
That's like 65% or something.
Right?
Oh, yes, they're about around there. 68.
Is it 65?
68. I don't know. I'm not a math whiz.
It's above. It's 60 at least percentage closing, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying, I'm showing you guys how you can be a 60% solid closer.
Yeah.
Even if it's settled at 50%, wouldn't that be better than what most people are doing right now?
Let's go. Every other deal, baby.
That's what I'm trying to show you guys. All right, so let's get back to the script, okay?
Yes, sir.
So we did the intent statement. Hey, I'm going to go over some information with you probably never heard before. If I lose, you ask me anything in your mind. The only stupid question is the one that you
Don't ask.
As you can tell, I'm very transparent up front. What goes on in my mind, continue to be transparent with me as well. We're going to get along great. I am going to ask you to do me a simple kindness, though, as I go over it all. Can you do me a simple favor, Joe?
What's that?
All I ask you to do is simply keep an open mind. That's all I ask. Simple as that. Can you do that for me? Sound like a deal?
I can do it.
Perfect. Boom. Shake their hand. Boom. So that goes into the next step. Step number 7 is breaking the pact.
God, let's go.
So everybody write down breaking the pact. So a pact is when two together come together, right?
Yep.
Two come together.
Oh, no. So break the pact, right?
So two individuals come together and they have this blood bond, right? Hey, it's just thing in marriage. Hey, honey, I don't care what they say. Don't make any eye contact with them. If I happen to kick them under the table, it means it's time to get them out of there. If I happen we're not doing anything. We're not buying anything.
It's a timeshare thing, right? Like, oh, they go in the plan. Like, we're not going to buy anything.
Right. So it doesn't matter who you are, what you do. Everybody has this thing in their mind that they're going into a presentation. You're a representative. You have a consultant on your badge. That's just a pretty word for what?
For, I don't know, what is it?
Salesman.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple, right?
Yeah.
So nobody wants to get sold, right? So it's important that you bring down their guards. They have guards. You can't see it, but they have it. Consciously, unconsciously, there is guards there. Now, how you bring those guards down is by the intent statement that rolls into breaking the pact. Okay? Question. Whenever I do this, does that go left to right for you?
So it's going, left to right.
Okay, I'm saying it the right way. Okay, cool. So you start off right here. I'm just because it's weird because it's backwards. If I was in a crowd, I have that down to a science. But
yeah, no, you're good. People get it.
Mirrored image right here while we're on this, so I'm making sure it's right. Okay, so intent statement, boom, rolls into breaking the pact. So intent statement, you immediately go into breaking the pact, and you get that what? That commitment.
Commitment.
And you're shaking their hand. Whenever somebody gives you a handshake, that's considered a what?
Building rapport or getting them to say, build rapport, I would say.
It's building rapport, but it's most importantly, it's a commitment, right? I got a deal.
Yeah.
A deal, right?
Deal. You make a deal when you shake somebody's hand, right?
I got your deal was to get me to do what? You shook my hand to do what?
To agree with you or say, yes, I'm on the same page.
To keep an open mind.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I asked you to keep an open mind, right? So now, if you are wanting to be in control, but I just got you to keep an open mind, who's actually navigating and leading your mind?
You are.
Okay, boom. Roll right into your presentation, guys. Roll right into the PowerPoint from there on out. Show
number
them
8 is number 8 presentation.
Number 8 is presentation. Good job.
I knew it. Okay, keep going.
All right, so if we're doing number 8 is presentation, guys, the way I'm going to roll into this is I'm just going to act like I got a presentation right here for you guys. Because I can't figure out the share screen thing. I'm sorry. I'm an in-person kind of individual. I'm not real savvy with this. By the way, I had to download Chrome just to do this.
Thanks, Shane. Appreciate it, bro.
No, I didn't even I was okay. I need Chrome. Okay, I have Safari. It's a MacBook, right? So it's like it already has Safari, and it was like, dude, what is this? I don't know. I definitely
probably would have worked, but it's just now it would be smoother.
Well, it said this is the best suggestion, so I wanted to make it the best, right?
Let's go.
Because I don't strive to settle in second place. I strive to be the best. But it said
all over that shit right away. Oh, excuse me.
Right. So okay. So you got presentation, right? So I'm going through a slide with you right now. Okay, Bob and Jackie, this is where the panels are going to go. We'll continue. I'm going to continue role playing with you. Okay. So Joe, this is where the panels are going to go on the home. This is potentially what we can do. You need X amount of panels. It will give you the amount of power that you need, 100% of the power you've used, or 95, or whatever it is, guys, of the last 12 months that you've been using. Potentially, if we can, this is where they're going to go, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is a rough draft. Why I say it's a rough draft? Because once we have a site survey guy come out and take a look at it, he might say, hey, there's a huge tree right here that's not going to be able to take care of this. Or you don't have the roofing space right here because you got some obstruction on the roof that we can't see. Or that your roof's not compatible in these spots to be able to fit this amount of panels. You guys with me? So why I say it's a rough draft is we don't even know if you're a potential candidate, and we don't even know if this roof, or so to say, home is going to work so far. But this is pretty much what it's going to look like. For the most part, we usually can have it look like that, but we would let you know if there's any changes. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Perfect. You'll be saving this many trees. You'll be helping out the environment by this much. What do you like more, Joe? Helping out the environment or saving money?
Saving money for sure.
Cool. All right. Screw the worth. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I don't know. I like the environment too.
Well, guess what? You're going to start doing your part here on Earth as well because you'll be doing both of them. Okay. Now it's like I said, it's going to be 17 panels. Are you ready for the drum roll?
Drum roll, please.
You ready to see the? Are you ready? No, Joe. Are you ready to see the drum roll?
See the drum roll. Yeah.
All right. You ready to see the drum roll? Okay. Perfect. Moving forward, if we can, and if we can qualify your house, won't cost you anything out of pocket. No installation fee. Moving forward, you'll have a flat fixed rate, and your monthly payment is $117 a month. Is only $117 a month. Now, I'll always say like only because only is just a simple little tactic and technique that you guys can use, and only is a minimizer. So if it's only $17 a month, it makes like it's only down here, right?
Yeah.
It's only, right? Because they're paying $180 now, right? Well, it's only $117 a month.
I like it.
Then I also, right after I show the price, right, I got to explain the difference between the tax credit if I'm selling a system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, if you decide to keep it and you don't reapply it and re-amortize it back into the principal, it's going to adjust from this amount up to this amount, as you see, and you decide to keep that money and go to Bora Bora or whatever you choose to do with that tax credit money, that's up to you, or it's going to be fixed at this rate. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Perfect. Next steps, responsibility check. I already asked you like earlier on the phone, you're on the title of the house. You have at least a 650 or higher credit score. You said, right?
Yep.
Perfect, Joe. I believe you. It's not me, but I got to make sure the system sees that as well. Okay. So that's going to go our last step. Number 9, guys, is close. This is the 9 steps to close, guys. This is the 9 steps of a sale.
Here we go. Number 9, baby.
Number 9 is close. And I'm going to keep it simple, short for you guys on this one, because simply a close is just assuming the sale and moving forward. In order for me to assume the sale and move forward through it, I had to get you confirmed, arrived right. I had to get the first impression off right because I only get one chance for it. I had to take the reins, do the warm-up, explain the intent statement correctly, move right on into breaking the pack. You guys with me?
Yep.
Moving right in it. So I got to the close. So you assume the sale. Roll right into it. Perfect, Joe. The next step's responsibility check. You already told me you have a 650 or higher credit score. I believe you. It's not me for to decide. It's a system. So what I'm going to do a soft credit check, make sure that's good to go. Then after that, I'm going to send you the documents, explain everything that I told you, because it doesn't matter what I told you, Joe. It matters what you see in writing. Would you agree?
I agree.
I'm going to go over all that with you today. Then I'm going to go over an installation document. So you're going to see that they're warranted, everything that I told you as far as this company, credible company that you had already pitched, right? This credible company will be doing the installation on it. And then after that, we'll do a welcome call and then schedule a site survey to get a guy out here. Does that make sense?
Sounds good.
Perfect. All right, Joe. So it looks like, boom, got Joe, blah, 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 and then type in the information, and then boom. And then your phone number is 281-330-8004. That's it. Do you remember that number, by the way?
What is that number?
That's Mike Jones.
Oh, Mike Jones.
Hey, dude.
That's your go-to number, right?
No, that's actually Mike. 281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on the low. I'm just role-playing. So what you do is you go forward, boom. So you spell your name Cheyne, Cheyne, yeah, Colwell, yes, and boom, address 1234 Sesame Place is correct. Boom, you're typing it in, doing what you got to do. Assume the sale, roll into it. Boom, you got approved for $100,000. All right, congratulations. Obviously, you don't need that much, but your total amount that it would be is $47,822, whatever it is. Then say, okay, cool. You got you have your email is it on your phone? I'm sorry. Okay, you have your email on your phone? Okay, perfect. Pull up your email, and I'm going to go over it all with you and explain it so you will see it. Everything I told you isn't on this chicken scratch. It'll be right there on the computer. Make sense? Cool.
Makes sense.
Boom. Start going over with them. All right, now close is just simply rolling forward. You guys, you don't start to close until they tell you no. Closing doesn't start until they tell you no. Continue to assume the sale and continue to move forward. And a lot of times they won't even tell you no.
Obviously, they're signing up with you, right?
Right.
There's no question there.
Stick to the steps and stick to the 9 steps that I just taught you guys and showed you guys and presented to you guys. And you will be very highly effective.
So don't ask, are you ready to go solar, Mr. Homeowner? That's not the question you want to ask them, right?
I never would say that. I would say, does everything make sense to you?
Everything makes sense?
And so far, so good. Next steps, responsibility check. Rolling right on into it. You don't have to ask for it, so to say, on solar, because it already makes sense logically and financially. It's not like, hey, Joe, do you need to go ahead and pull out the money to buy this new jacuzzi that I'm trying to sell you? How are you going to come up with that money? And can we put it on your charge card or Visa, MasterCard, or Discover? You want to write a check today? You with me? It doesn't. It's not necessary. So boom, just continue rolling through it. Now, if they start getting iffy during the paperwork, that's when you start closing and be like, yeah, I completely understand. It's all right here. Boom, this amount to this amount. Boom, you don't take the tax credit. It's right here, just like I told you. Now, that's how you close. Now, also, close is very important. Is I don't say contract. I say I'm going to send you the installation what?
Agreement.
There's no words that you do not say as a representative, as a closer. And a very highly effective closer will know these kind of things. And if you really want to be serious and make serious money, you got to take your job serious and watch what your tongue says. One of those things is going to be contract. You don't say contract. It's the same thing as agreement, but what sounds better? Hey, Joe, I'm going to have you sign this contract, or I'm going to have you sign this agreement.
Agreement sounds way better.
Agreement is two people coming in agreement with something, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Continue moving forward. Boom. Just like I told you. Nobody wants to be stuck in a what?
Contract.
That's scary.
Long-term contract.
So you don't ever say contract, right? You also don't say credit check. You say responsibility check.
Responsibility check. Okay, I've heard that one.
We ever do a credit check? No, we're going to do a responsibility check. Make sure you're a responsible human being and you have a 650 or higher. Like you told me, you have an 800, right, Joe?
I love it. I'm at Arsenal.
Roll right into it, guys. Roll right into it. Keep moving. That's all it is you got a bunch of linebackers and defensive linemen, and your job is just freaking run right through there and just keep going forward, inching forward, right? And then when they smack you, boom, you start closing. You pick it up, continue forward. It's the best way I can explain it on this call that would be highly effective for people.
And close, man. That was fire. Let's go, man. That was 53 minutes of pure gold. Hey, we got a bunch of comments. Would you mind if we went in there and just got to go through the comment section?
Yeah. So is it going to pull up where I can see them?
Yeah, you'll be able to see them. Just wanted to go. Maybe there's a couple of questions in there. All right.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, dude. Hey, you know what? I love trying to show people and teach people whatever they got. Start firing them away.
All right. So we got David Childers at Higher Power. Derek Columbia said, let's go. Another Facebook user said the same thing. David Childers said, rock and roll solar family. Thank you. Let's go. Somebody said, this man taught me how to close last year. Fire, man. I'm sure you got a bunch of those, man. With you. Money. You got a bunch of fans, bro. It keeps coming. 100.
I can't see anything that's going, so you just got I'll have to look.
On the screen. You don't see the screen?
I see a Facebook user. I see a strong with 100.
Yes, it right there. So next one is a Facebook user. You're guiding the horse. 100%, I believe what they meant to put on there.
100. Guiding horse. Emotion. A sale is a transfer of energy, emotion. Yes, I see where they're at. Okay, cool.
And you got it?
Yeah. You're obviously not coming there to sell funeral plots. Come on now.
Enthusiasm, right? We got another Facebook user. This is gold. Shift warm you.
What does that mean?
It says, I got one comment for me here. Joe, there's no way you're old enough to have teenagers. What? Me? I definitely old enough to have teenagers. Believe it or not. I still can't believe they're teenagers, but they are. We got another one here. Congrats, Shane. Natural, genuine, and unaffected. Oh, look who's up. Ruth Cazone. NY, New York. She said, "What's up?"
Hey, that's normal. So, by the way, guys, whenever I go over my name so you got to find out you got to find out your story when you're going into closes. And mine's like, whenever I be a people person, I'm a person. My name's Shane, spelled Cheyne. My whole life, I've been called everything other than Shane, like Cheyenne, Cheney, misspelled like Ruth right here, right? All these different areas, right? So what I do is, have you guys ever, so I'll say this to homeowners, and for the most part, they know about it. Have you ever heard of that song by Johnny Cash? It goes, A Boy Named Sue.
A Boy Named Sue.
So Johnny Cash wrote a song where he named his kid Sue, and it was really funny. And it made him tough growing up. I was like, yeah, that's the story of my life. It's like a boy named Cheyenne. And they're like, ah, ha, ha. It's funny. It's just a real thing because it's really my life, and it's my name tag, and it's me, right? It's me.
Love it, man. She agreed with your warm-up? Yes. Okay, so we got here Sambavi Emetrine wants to know, what's your close rate, Cheyne? This is awesome.
So realistically, 80%.
Yeah, no, I can see that for sure.
No, I don't even, you guys, this crazy part is because numbers, in my opinion, is like ego. Like everybody wants to be at the top of the leaderboard and they want to have the most closes and the most success, right? At the end of the day, like I walk quietly with a big stick. I know what I'm effective at and how to do it, right? So I don't really like, oh, I need these numbers. I have my own company. I don't need to check my own numbers. I'm trying to show other people how to grow theirs.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? So to be 100%, like just, hey, it's 80%.
All right. So Sambavi also has another question. Do you only sit in person with people? And can you talk a little about the difference of closing percentage with in-home and virtual, if you have any?
Yeah. So you guys, I never miss an opportunity for a what?
In-home.
Or a sale.
Or a sale.
Is that over the phone or is that in home? It doesn't matter. My job is to get them to say what?
Yes.
All right. The biggest system I ever sold was over the phone. I'm not even kidding you. Ask Charlie Heaton himself.
All right.
I used TriSmart. Charlie, if you guys don't know about Charlie Heaton, TriSmart, he is legit. He's a good dude.
Shout out Charlie Heaton.
Do you know him?
Yeah, he plays poker too.
Okay, Charlie Heaton's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. He works with TriSmart. Anyways, I had a 38 kilowatt over the phone install in Oklahoma.
Okay.
System that I had ever sold, and it was a one deal, right?
Yep.
And that was over the phone. Now, I don't miss any opportunities by any means to turn anybody to say no. I'm just giving you an example of I do it over the phone. I stick to the same steps though. And sometimes I don't even do it virtually like this. I'll do it just on a phone. If they want me to go, I'll ask them, hey, do you want me to go ahead and go on FaceTime or do it Zoom? And sometimes people don't even want to do Zoom because that's all like savvy techie, and a lot of people aren't even like that, right?
You have no idea how many people have ghosted me just because I said the word Zoom, and they never told me that they didn't want to get on a Zoom.
So be like, hey, I can do it over the phone. Ask them, choice close them. Hey,
this is the big one right here. People aren't using. Go ahead, Cheyne.
I can do it over the phone, or I can do it on a Zoom or a FaceTime. What do you prefer?
There you go.
On the phone. Perfect. I'm not going to give them opportunity to tell me no and be like, hey, you only could go Zoom. I don't know how to work a Zoom or a computer, and I still have a flip phone. Right?
That is so underrated. That is so valuable. People need to know this. Do not just assume that the person's comfortable doing a Zoom. Are you comfortable just getting on a live stream? That's the same feeling sometimes homeowners might have just going on a Zoom, and they might not tell you that.
I'll tell you a story. I had another one that was a 20 kilowatt ground mount in Louisiana. Yeah, Jeremy Carter, shout out. What up, homie? Jeremy Carter, with green light on that one. I closed that deal over the phone and never met them. Still haven't met them. They've been installed. The only time that I met them, because I wanted to put some kind of face to it, because when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, it pays good. And if you know you have a good presence because you feel good about yourself, you know it's only going to help the sale. So I know how confidently I feel about myself. So I went ahead and put them on a FaceTime for a quick, minute, 2 minutes. I said, hey, now you have a face to it. I know we're over the phone, but now you know who I am. I'm here to help you and explain to you transparency, what I can do for you if we can. Higher power solar, honesty, integrity, and transparency to you guys. That's what we can do, and if we can, if you're a potential candidate. So I got them on the phone. So to answer that up for you, I do all areas I can. I stick to the same script, but I also don't lose a deal if they don't want to do Zoom or only want to do a phone call or want to do a FaceTime or not.
What's the difference in closing percentage from your in-home to a virtual, if you don't mind sharing?
In-home to a virtual, I don't even track, dude. Okay, so my
nothing, just kind of general. You don't have to answer it too specifically.
There's not much of a difference, you guys. There's not much of a difference. If I get them to sit, so when I say a sit appointment, like I'm sitting down with them, and so this morning I didn't get that close.
Yeah,
that was a strikeout, right? Cool, it's okay. I get it. It's part of the game. But that one I didn't get. I sat in there for an hour and a half trying to close them and get them going forward, right? I couldn't get it. So that's a close. That's an appointment. So based upon appointments, people I actually talk to on the phone. So what's the math on this? I know that I had 1, 2, 3. So 3 out of probably 3 out of 5 maybe on the virtual.
That's 60%, man. You know, you can't beat that.
Actual, but be mindful. I just started that. So I was bobbing and weaving. and I was also
That
adapting.
shows you that this formula can take you from in-home to virtual, and that's pretty powerful, man. Because there's a lot of differences in in-home and virtual. To know that formula works the same, that's pretty nice.
Yep.
All right, we'll finish the comments up. Somebody always says commitment. We got some more fans you got here. Facebook user said, great job, Cheyne Colwell. All right, so we got a question here. Can you post a link to the full videos, please? Cheyne is gold. Yeah, so you go to the announcements in the Solar Objections group, and you have all the videos from the past on there. So check it out. We got another Facebook user said, Mike Jones. H-Town down. Facebook user, hey guys, if you want your name shown, go to the streamer link and click on the link to give us permission. If not, we'll just say Facebook user. But
all it says is Facebook user, guys. I have no idea who's shouting out.
Yeah, but after the show, go ahead into the comments. You can see who posted it, and then you can comment in there too if you like. Okay, after the show, you can go in there and check it out. So Facebook user said, excellent stuff, fire. All right, so we have another question, another Facebook user. Where can we get more info from Cheyne? Website, YouTube channel. Great question, Facebook user.
Yeah, great question. So I have a company called higherpowersolar.com. Higher Power Solar is a way of being. It's a sales force. So what we do is we operate with honesty, integrity, and transparency. Honesty, integrity, and transparency to the homeowners with what we can and how we can do it in an honest way with integrity and walking that out. A lot of people want to be a shady salesman. If you're a shady salesman and you want to operate out of that space, this isn't for you. I'll show you how you can win above the shady salesman and still live and feel good and play good at the same time, and it'll definitely pay good. So if there's a difference there. So whenever I have other people, hey, it's a little bit different. Like we don't lie to homeowners. We tell them transparently what we can do. We're not there to sign documents for the homeowner and do shady things. It's that we don't operate out of that space, right? Yeah. So where you can find me is higherpowersolar.com. My phone number is on there as well. That's the website and YouTube channel. So I haven't even navigated with YouTube or any channels. I have created one it's called Higher Power, I believe. If you like Higher Power Cheyne Colwell, you might be able to find it. I created like a song, like an affirmations that just started speaking. I'll have to send it to you, and you can
talk about your podcast, bro. I didn't bring up your podcast yet. Go ahead, man.
I'm navigating over that. So I don't have anything 100% on YouTube, but our version's on there. You can get some more info, and it's not like YouTube videos though, is what I think YouTube for. If I'm going to watch a YouTube video, it's usually a video. But anyways, so our version, OURVERSION, our version. Me and a good friend of mine decided to open and start a podcast called Our Version, and he is a savage in sales as well. He's currently doing real estate and transitioning into solar as we speak, as I navigate and try to help him the best way of doing this the right way. But it's a lot of information, and he's willing to learn it. But most importantly, he has the background from Travel Club, Timeshare. That's how we've known each other for so long. Thorn Green is his name, and I'm Cheyne Colwell, and we have Our Version. We're on iTunes podcast or Apple Podcasts, many different ones, but Our Version.
If you like them on this, man, why wouldn't you want to check that out? I'm definitely checking that out. You got another fan here. Awesome job, Cheyne. Lots of value. We got somebody actually showed their name. Vincent Lenny.
Vincent, what's up?
What up? Another question, where will replay be posted? Guys, the replay will be posted in the announcement section on the Solar Objections group. All of them from the first show till now we're on there. Check it out. All right, Bobby said, that's super cool to know. That's 100. I know we're over an hour, so I'm trying to get through the rest for you, Cheyne. I know you're super busy, man.
No, by the way, Joe, I saved this for this because I know this is very important. So you're good right now.
You're cool if we go like 10 more minutes or so?
Completely fine, man.
Look, I want to ask you a couple questions myself, and I don't want to get all the comments in there first. What is your go-to loan company options, as a Facebook user is asking?
LoanPal 2.9.
All right. And
Good Leap 2.9.
Good leap. Yeah, there you go.
You say that to guys. It's important you say Good Leap, because all of a sudden when they see loan documents that say Good Leap and you just said LoanPal, you ain't aware and you're not observant, and all of a sudden you're now having to sign something and you just met them within 90 minutes and they're signing loan docs. You better be on top of your crap. So start calling it Good Leap. If they transition over to Good Leap, all we do is we bobble and we pivot. Bobble, weave, and pivot. We got to go with it, guys.
Let's go. All right. Last question here. Bobby wants to know, how do you handle objections? I imagine you have less due to taking the reins. So I'm not sure the exact question, but go ahead.
Hit me with one. Somebody hit me with one.
All right. So let's do, you know what, Shane, this sounds amazing. I really appreciate your time, but I'm just not getting this today.
Sure. I completely understand where you're coming from. So be mindful, Joe. We're not here to really even know whether or not you're qualified for us today. I mean that with all due respect. We have to first continue the process because we still have to have a site technician guy come out here. What my job is to go over everything to detail with what we can in a perfect world, if we potentially can, and then show you everything that I explained to you in writing in black and white writing. So again, we don't know if you're potentially qualified even for that. So the next step would be responsibility check. Got to make sure you have at least a 650 or higher, right? Yep. Then after that, I go over the documents. You want to make sure that your payment's fixed at 117, right?
Definitely.
And then after that, I go over the installation document, and it's going to show you everything that I told you as far as warranties. You want to make sure you have that, right?
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that this company, so I'm out here in Florida. I'm using Atlantic Key as we speak, Atlantic Key Energy. You want to make sure Atlantic Key Energy is the one doing the installation because they're credible, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So the next step would be responsibility check. Boom. Roll right into it.
Like it. That's the next step. There's no question about that. All right. I just want to kind of go on a couple of questions I have for you, man. And, you know, I have a bunch, but I'm going to kind of skip to my first ones that I wanted to know. You asked a couple of them, but I just know you're had to have somebody guide you, some mentors. And I just like to know, like, who trained you? What kind of mentors have you had? Who helped you to get to where you are already?
Man, let's see.
Or even motivational speakers or anybody kind of influenced you?
That's a good question, Joe. That's a very good question. So
on the spot, I can go to another one if you want.
Great question. I'm going to give you a real honest answer, right? I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'll tell you what you need to hear. Okay.
No.
So I believe that we're all given gifts, right, from God, and God gave me the gift to communicate.
Okay.
So I've always asked, like you were asking me, like who really taught me how to. People did tell me sales tactics. Now I got my sales tactics and techniques from a line of work that wasn't 100% transparent and honest, and I didn't believe in. And it was selling a travel club, so to say, membership where people would swipe their credit cards in 90 minutes, anywhere from like $5,000 to $10,000, and a 90-minute PowerPoint presentation. Now, I started off as the very bottom as a liner. If you guys know what a liner is, that's an opener, right? Then I went up to a closer. Then I went up to a podium speaker. So I was doing the presentations. Then I went up to a director. So I worked my way up the chain, but that's what's important. That's what really, I would say, mentored me, was working my way up the chain and leveling up. And then that gave me the techniques and the tactics and put everything I needed in my tool belt to continue to succeed. Then I got clean and sober for the last time because I couldn't do that job. Thank God I surrendered that, transitioned over to solar, and it's the first thing that I 100% believe in that I've ever sold. And I've been doing sales. The first job I had was selling gym memberships at LA Fitness at 18 years old. So it's just something with communication. It's just communication. So the best way I would say that is leveling up, going to the next intended step, but continue. If you don't have the natural talent yourself, and that's okay. That's okay. You'll find that and you'll bob and weave and you'll go into it. Anybody becomes good with something with repetition. Anybody becomes good with anything with repetition, guys. Doesn't matter what you're doing, you will become good. So why I'm telling you this is, as far as like, I'll give you an example. Jeremy Carter had said, dude, you remind me of this guy. I didn't know who the guy was. I had to look him up. He was some motivational speaker. I don't listen to Grant Cardone. I don't listen to any of those guys. I don't know why, because, I don't want to be some sleazy sales guy, with all due respect.
100%.
I do not want to be some sleazy sales guy, with all due respect. So, the best spiritual mentor I have is following God. That's the honest question I can give you, or the honest answer I can give you from the question you asked me, and following the examples that Christ led for me. And that's just walking that out daily. And those is what brought me into the character that I became. Because if you want to be a good people person, you got to find out your character within so you can be an actual person that you're intended to be.
I got you, man. That's great. I kind of put both the trainers and influencers in there, so I really appreciate it. But we talk a lot about solar, but I kind of want to know more about you, bro. Like, I don't know much about you. I know you're a killer solar pro, but I know you're really religious, which is awesome. But what other hobbies do you have? What else do you do? What else has Shane doing for fun?
Man, hobbies. You know what? It's cool is I enjoy sales. I enjoy talking to people. So that's like a hobby for me. I enjoy meeting people. So it's really cool that you love what you do. and you enjoy your work, then it's not really a job, what they say, right? So it's not a job. It's not like a career. It's just my way of being. So I would say that what I do is one of my hobbies. Sales is for sure one of my hobbies. Communicating with others is one of my hobbies. Exhorting and lifting up people and encouraging people is one of my hobbies. Here's a hobby, Canva, bro. I get on Canva and I post stuff all the time. You know,
I saw your words today. I love that. That was awesome. Optimism one.
Go to hashtag higher power moves.
Hashtag higher power moves.
Higher power moves on Facebook.
Let me at higher power moves.
Yep. Hashtag higher power moves.
How's that?
Yep, that's it. And I always hashtag, I'll put something on there. It comes to me, man. I'll just be driving and I'll be going to an appointment. I'll be like, oh, that's a whiznug. And he's like, I don't know how to explain it. I was just like, dude, that's fire. And some of this stuff, I got to put it on here. And it's a way of being, right? So higher power is a way of being. It's character. It's the powerful God, powerful spirit, powerful character, powerful sun, higher power solar.
Let's go. I know. I love it. I love your whole brand, man. It's you. That's what I said. It's authentic. It's not fake. And I really glad you made it on the show. You gave so much value. You have so many fans. I think you got some more fans now because you are legit. So before you go, man, how can I know we talked about how you can reach you, but any last thoughts, anything you want to bring up before we go?
Any last thoughts, man? I just want to say, number one is continue to follow Joe. Right?
Follow Shane too.
Continue to follow. No, I mean that. Like, continue to follow Joe too as well. And we have to help out one another, right? So if we're here working to serve one another, we're here to help out one another and each other. So continue to put him up there. I know that I've been gifted, I would say, with perseverance, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get mine no matter what. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to break through. But also, we also have to lift each other up. And any last thoughts, you guys? Get in alignment with your morals and be honest. And be true to thine own self and operate with honesty and integrity. That's the last thoughts that I can say. And you're going to see that, hey, it can be done correctly. I am not kidding you. I straight up tell homeowners that I was a heroin addict. You want to see what I show them? I'm going to show you right now. Check this out. Hey, Joe. Yeah, I told you. You want to see what God can do? Let me show you.
Let's see.
I do this in homes, by the way. Joe, I'm going to show you what God can do. That was me. This is 4 different intake pictures at one rehab.
Wow. That's you.
Yeah,
wow.
I wasn't playing around when I said I was. And Joe, look, this is what.
No way. Wow, that's not recognizable.
That's in Tijuana.
Wow. You show them that, huh?
I tell them, I was like, hey, that's just what God can do. So I tell everybody, and God uses me to talk to others for sure, you know, and plant the seeds and lead the best I can. I just try to lead by example. So be true to thine own self, operate with honesty, integrity. It can be in the true way. Yahweh.
That's a beautiful thing about solar. You can actually be a good person and still make a lot of money. That's why.
Right. Yeah, dude. Hey, say that one more time, Joe, for the people in the back.
You could actually make money solar and still be doing good and feel good about helping people.
That's
all right. So a couple more comments and we are out of here. So we got a Facebook user, love that. And we got another one, Denise Nickel here. So we know the name. I love your answer, Shane. Here is a solar objection. We are moving in the next few years, and I know others will benefit from it, but not me so much.
Yeah, completely understand where you're coming from by that. So that's actually why they came out with this project. For the homes that qualify, what we can do is a new homeowner can transfer over that, and they can inherit. Look at my hands, by the way. They can inherit that lower, flatter rate, just like they would have inherited PG&E's higher increasing rates. Look at my hands, guys. The new homeowner can inherit that lower fixed rate, just like they would have inherited or transferred over to, say the same lingo you normally, whatever you would use, that just like they would have inherited from PG&E's or whatever, SDG&E's increasing rates. Or what you can do is you can purchase it outright. Then the new homeowner doesn't have a power bill associated with the house, and you can roll it into the sell of the house because it's known as a home improvement. It's your choice.
Beautiful. Just fire over and over again. If you guys don't follow him on Clubhouse, you need to follow him on Clubhouse. This guy just brings fire.
I've been on there in like 2 weeks, man. 3, something like that.
Bro, I'm about to get on Clubhouse a lot more. Hopefully you can get on with me because people need to hear you even more, okay?
Yeah.
Another Facebook user, stay in the sunlight of the spirit.
Amen.
And then last one, somebody, because it's real and you transformed yourself.
Amen. That's the truth.
Man, I want to just thank you one more time. You are the man. Thank you so much for making time for this. I know you're a killer and you're busy. Next week, we have another solo pro. You might know her, Ashley Tatarzik, or Ashley the Christina on Facebook from Clubhouse. So she's going to be on next week. She's a solid solo pro. She knows her stuff. So excited to have her on. But Cheyne, thanks so much, man. You are a sales beast. We got to do this again.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And just keep grinding, guys.
You too. Peace.